Yes. Oh, very warm good morning to dear students. Oh, myself Radhesham sir. And most welcome to all of you in my online class. So, dear children, today again I am going to start the next paragraph of the same chapter of the India after independence. Today's my paragraph is planning for the development. Planning for development. अब सरकार ने एक सोचा कि एक प्लान बनाया जाए कि किस प्लान के तहत हम अपने स्वतंत्रता प्राप्ति के बाद भारत देश का विकास कैसे किया जाए। उस विकास के लिए सरकार ने कुछ प्लान बनाए और उन प्लानों के तहत विकास करने की होड़ स्टार्ट हुई। लिफ्टिंग इंडिया एंड इंडियंस आउट ऑफ पॉवर्टी, यानी लिफ्टिंग इंडिया एंड इंडियंस यानी भारत और भारतीय लोग स्वतंत्रता प्राप्ति के बाद गरीबी रेखा की मार झेल रहे थे। यानी जो इंडियंस थे, जब स्वतंत्रता तो मिल गई लेकिन अभी भी जैसा कि मैंने पीछे एक एग्जाम्पल दिया कि कोई भी अगर पेशेंट लंबे समय से हॉस्पिटल से डिस्चार्ज किया जाता है तो उसकी कंडीशन बिल्कुल ऐसी होती है कि ना खा सकता है, ना चल सकता है, ना सोच सकता है। यानी उसको इतनी वीकनेस होती है कि वो हर एक काम उसको बहुत बड़ा लगता है। वही कंडीशन उस समय हमारे देश की थी जब इंडिया को स्वतंत्रता मिली। तो उसको बहाल करने के लिए, उस गरीबी को दूर करने के लिए, गरीबी को हटाने के लिए हमारे जो स्वतंत्रता संग्राम लीडर्स थे, जो हमारे संवैधानिक सभा के लीडर्स थे, जो मीन्स द मेंबर्स ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबलीज, जिन्होंने संविधान का वृत्तांत लिखा, संविधान की रचना की। क्योंकि संविधान भी एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है। क्या दिमाग रहा होगा उन लोगों का जिन्होंने ये बात सोची कि हमें अपने देश को चलाने के लिए एक कानून की बुक भी बनानी चाहिए। और कितने योग्य वो लोग रहे होंगे जिन्होंने बहुत अच्छे कानूनों को सोचकर कई देशों के संविधान के कानून को लाकर अपने देश के, इंडिया के कानूनों में उसको ऐड किया। तो उन महान पुरुषों को भी हम लोग भूल चुके हैं, क्योंकि लोग कहते ना, कथनी और करनी में बहुत फर्क होता है। हम लोग पढ़ लेते हैं, संविधान को जान लेते हैं, कुछ नियम रूल्स फॉलो कर लेते हैं, कुछ लोग नहीं फॉलो करते हैं। लेकिन उन लोगों से पूछिए, उन लोगों को देखिए, उनकी कल्पना कीजिए कि कितना उन्होंने माइंड यूज किया होगा, कितना टाइम यूज किया होगा, कितनी मेहनत की होगी, तब एक भारतीय संविधान को प्रिपेयर करके हमारे देश के नागरिकों के लिए 26 जनवरी सन 1950 को समर्पित किया गया कि भाई लो, और हर एक देशवासी इन कानूनों के तहत, इन रूल्स और रेगुलेशन के तहत चलेगा, काम करेगा, जिससे हमारा देश आगे डेवलप करे। नाउ नेक्स्ट, ये तो बात थी एक इस आधी लाइन की जिसके साथ मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन किया। एंड बिल्डिंग a modern technology and industrial base were among the major objective of the new nation। तो सबसे पहले जो हमारे नेशंस, हमारे देश की, हमारे राष्ट्र की जो सरकार थी, उसका सबसे पहला जो एक रुझान, एक मूड्स था, उस मूड्स के द्वारा सबसे पहले हमारे देश में टेक्निकल सिस्टम को डेवलप करना है, नई टेक्नोलॉजी लानी है, इंडस्ट्रियल बेस को मेंटेन करना है और कुछ नई बिल्डिंगों का निर्माण करना था, जो न्यू नेशन के लिए एक धरोहर बनेगा। ये सोचना हमारे देश के सरकार, हमारे देश के नेताओं, लीडर्स का था। इन 1950 द गवर्नमेंट सेट अप ए प्लानिंग कमीशन। 1950 में भारत सरकार ने एक प्लानिंग कमीशन को डिजाइन किया, बनाया और इस्टेब्लिशमेंट किया गया। एंड एक्सिक्यूट सुइटेबल पॉलिसीज फॉर द इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट, और सही कुछ विशेष नीतियों का गठन किया जिससे हमारे देश की अर्थव्यवस्था का विकास हो सके। देयर वॉज अ बोर्ड ऑफ एग्रीमेंट। अरे यार, ये लोगों का दिमाग ना सही। These and board agreement on what was the called mixed economics. There was the called the mixed economy model. Here both the state and the private sector would play important and complementary role in the increasing and productions and generating job. What especially these role were to be which industry should be initiated by the state and which by the market, how to achieve the balance between the different region and state was to be defined by the planning commissions. In 26 and 1956, the second 5-year plan was formulated, and this focused strongly on the development of the heavy industry such as the steel and building of the large dams. These sectors would be under the control of the state, and this focus on the heavy industry and the effort of the state regulations of the economy was to guide economic policies for the next few decades, and this approach had many strong supporters but also some vocal criticisms, right? Some felt that it had put the inadequate emphasis on the agriculture. Others argued that it had neglected primary education still. Others believed that it had and not taken by account of the environmental implications of the economic policies. As the Mahatma Gandhi followers, Miraben wrote in 1949, by the science and machineries, he may get huge return for the time, but ultimately will come desolations. We have got to the study nature's balance and develop our lives within her laws. If we are to survive as a physically healthy and morally decent species. The nation 60 years on the 15 August 2007, this topic is very, very important for understanding. India celebrated 60 years of its existence as the free nation. How will has the country done in this time? And to what extent has it fulfilled the ideals set out in the constitutions? So the India is still united and that is still democratic and achievements that we might justly be proud of. Many foreign observers and left the India couldn't survive as the single countries that it would be break up into the parts. With each region are the linguistic group is seeking to form a nation of its own. Others believe that it would come under the military rule. However, as many as 13 general elections have been held since independence, as well as 100 of the states and local elections. And there is a free press as well as an independent judiciary. Finally, the fact that people speak different languages or practices and different faiths has not come in the way of national unity. On the other hand, and deep division the persists despite constitutional guarantees. The untouchables are, as they are now referred to, the Dalits, face violence and the discrimination in many parts of the rural India, and they are not allowed to access the water sources, temple, parks, and other public places. And despite the secular ideal inherent enshrined in the constitution, there have been in clashes between the different religion group in the many states. Above all, the many observe have noted the gulf between the rich and the poor has grown over the year. Some parts of India, some group of the Indians have benefited great deal from the economic development, and they live in the large houses and dine in the expensive restaurants, send their children to the expensive private school, and take expensive foreign holidays. At the same time, many other continue to live below the poverty line, housed in the urban slums or living in the remote villages on land that yield little, and they can't afford to send their children to the school. So the constitution recognized the qualities before the law, but in the real life, some Indians are more equal than others. Judged by the standards it set itself in the independence, the Republic of India has not been great success, but it has not been failure either also. So this chapter is going on finished today, and one more case study is I am going to explain here कि what happened in the Sri Lanka 1956. 1950 में श्रीलंका का पर भी थोड़ा फोकस डालकर देखते हैं कि क्या हुआ था वहां पर. इन द सी हियर इन 1956 द ईयर द स्टेट्स ऑफ इंडिया वर रिकॉग्नाइज्ड on the basis of languages. The Parliament of the Sri Lanka, then Cyclone, introduced an act recognizing the Sinhala as the sole official languages of country, and this made जो Sinhala the medium of instructions in all states, schools and colleges, in the public examinations and the court. The new act was opposed by the Tamil speaking minorities who lived in the north of the island. When you deny me many of the languages, said one Tamil MP, you deny me everything. You are hoping for a divide, Ceylon. A warned another, adding, and don't fear, I assure you that you will have a divided Ceylon. And the opposition members himself and Sinhala speaking and predicted that if the government didn't change its mind and insisted on the act of being passed on, turn little bleeding states might yet arise out of one little state. So for several decades now, a civil war was raged in the Sri Lanka, and whose roots lie the impositions of the Sinhala languages on the Tamil-speaking minorities. And another South Asian country, Pakistan, was divided into two when the Bengali-speaking of the East felt that their languages was being supposed by the contrast. India has managed to survive as a single nation in the port of the part because the many regional languages were given freedom to the flourish. Had Hindi been imposed on South India in the way that Urdu was imposed on the East Pakistan or Sri Lanka, on northern Sri Lanka, India too might have seen civil war and fragmentation. So, contrary to the fear of the Jawaharlal Nehru, said Sardar Patel, and linguistic states have not threatened by the unity of India, rather, and they have depended this unity once the fears of one's languages and being supposed has gone. The different linguistic group of such as the being content to live as part as the general nation called India. So dear student, this chapter is going on finished. In this chapter, this homework means fill in the blanks, and questions I am giving to you. These are 3 questions. Question number 6, question number 7 and 8 and 9. These 4 questions you will do in your notebook. Right. Like this, fill in the blank. First question, first fill in the blank have, and question number first is what was the role of planning commission? This is very important question, and answer you will write in your notebook, just I explain here. And name 3 problems that newly independent nation of the Indian faced. Number, building, factory and economic development. These are 3 problems that time, 3 problems, the great problems so that time was faced to the independence India. Next, fill in the blanks. Subject that were placed on the union list. Dash, dash and dash. ये 3 fill in the blanks you will search from the chapter. Subject on the concurrent list were dash and dash. ठीक है. Now next, C. Economic planning by which both the state and the private sectors plays a role and development called is the model of this dash and dash model. Now sir, fourth fill in the blanks is, and the death of the spark of such violent protested that the government was forced to give into the demand for the linguistic state of Andhra. So these fill in the blanks you will write and fill up, complete in your notebook. True, false, this also you will mention. And these 2 questions, question number first and second, fill in the blank third, and 4 questions you will leave, and 6th, 7th, 8th, both 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. These questions answer you will do in your notebooks. Thank you.